Selena Gomez walked onto the Jennifer Hudson show at a stage in her life where every public appearance carries weight. She is no longer introduced as a former Disney star. She is a business owner, a producer, a chart-topping artist, and one of the most visible women in global entertainment. Her career has unfolded in public, shaped by success, health challenges, and constant media attention. From her lupus diagnosis and kidney transplant to her openness about bipolar disorder, her personal life has often been discussed alongside her professional achievements. At the time of the interview, Selena was in a steady and highly publicized relationship with music producer Benny Blanco. What began as a quiet connection between longtime collaborators evolved into a partnership that she has described as grounded and supportive. Blanco, known for producing major hits across the industry, occupies a powerful space behind the scenes of pop music. Their relationship represents stability rather than spectacle, something Selena has repeatedly emphasized in recent interviews. When she sat down with Jennifer Hudson, the tone was reflective. Selena spoke about reaching a calmer stage in her life. She described stepping away from chaos, learning to protect her peace, and surrounding herself with people who offer security instead of noise. She acknowledged how different her life feels compared to earlier years that were marked by intense paparazzi coverage and public relationship breakdowns. The focus of her words was growth, maturity, and emotional clarity. As clips from the interview began circulating online, a separate narrative took shape. Short, edited moments showing Selena appearing emotional were paired with headlines suggesting a major personal announcement. Some viral posts claimed she had revealed she was expecting a baby boy. The framing implied that the interview contained a dramatic confirmation about motherhood. The full broadcast tells a more restrained story. Selena did speak about wanting a family one day. She spoke about feeling ready for a healthier chapter of her life. She spoke about love and stability. However, there was no confirmed pregnancy announcement during the interview. The emotional reaction captured in clips stemmed from broader reflections about happiness and personal growth rather than a formal reveal. This distinction matters because Selena has previously been transparent about her health. In past interviews, including conversations with Vanity Fair, she explained that carrying a pregnancy could pose serious risks due to her medical history. She has discussed the possibility of surrogacy or adoption in the future. Her comments have consistently emphasized safety and long-term planning rather than immediate timelines. What remains clear is that Selena is in a stable and content phase of her life. She has openly expressed love for Benny Blanco and gratitude for the support system around her. She has also made it clear that she moves at her own pace. The interview reinforced that message. It showed a woman speaking carefully about her present and thoughtfully about her future. For now, there is no confirmed pregnancy announcement tied to that appearance. There is a relationship that appears steady. There is a career that continues to grow, and there is a public figure who has learned how to protect her story from being written entirely by speculation. At the time of the interview, Selena remained focused on her career and her well-being. Rare Beauty continues to expand globally, recently marking major milestones in revenue and cultural impact. Her role in Only Murders in the Building has strengthened her position as a producer and actress. Public appearances with Benny Blanco have shown a couple comfortable with attention but not driven by it. The speculation surrounding the interview highlights a broader pattern within celebrity culture. Emotional moments are often extracted, amplified, and reshaped into definitive headlines. In Selena's case, a conversation about peace and future hopes was quickly reframed as a confirmed life update. The speed of digital storytelling can compress nuance into certainty, even when the original source does not support that conclusion. The moment resonated because it reflected maturity rather than shock value. Selena did not present a dramatic reveal. She presented a sense of peace. In an environment where headlines often outrun facts, that distinction is important. Selena Gomez walked onto the Jennifer Hudson show at a time when her life and career were already under heavy public attention. She has spent more than a decade growing in front of the world, moving from Disney Channel fame into music, acting, and business. Along the way, she has dealt with serious health challenges, including lupus and a kidney transplant, and she has spoken openly about mental health. These experiences have shaped how people view her. Every public appearance now carries more weight because audiences see her as someone who has endured pressure and come through it with perspective. By the time of this interview, Selena was firmly established beyond her early career identity. Rare Beauty had become a major success in the cosmetics industry, positioned around inclusion and emotional well-being. Her role in Only Murders in the Building earned consistent praise and showed her growth as a performer. At the same time, her relationship with music producer Benny Blanco had become a central part of her personal narrative. What started as a quiet friendship developed into a public partnership that many fans have followed closely. The two have appeared together at events and in interviews, presenting a relationship built on familiarity and trust rather than spectacle. On the show, the tone of the conversation felt reflective. Selena spoke about finding stability after years of living through public breakups, constant commentary, and online speculation. She described feeling calmer and more secure in her current relationship. Benny, she explained, had supported her through difficult periods and brought consistency into her life. The way she spoke suggested maturity rather than excitement. It was less about drama and more about peace. As clips from the interview began circulating online, social media quickly reframed the moment. Edited segments highlighted emotional pauses and close camera shots, leading to claims that she had made a major personal announcement. Headlines suggested that she had revealed she was expecting a baby boy. The emotional reaction from Jennifer Hudson in short clips further fueled that interpretation. Within hours, the narrative of a pregnancy announcement began spreading across platforms. A closer look at the full interview shows something different. Selena did speak about wanting a family in the future. She acknowledged how meaningful that chapter would be for her. However, she did not confirm a current pregnancy. The emotional tone came from discussing her journey and her hopes, not from revealing a specific life event. The difference between aspiration and announcement became blurred once short clips were separated from the full context. Selena has previously addressed the realities surrounding motherhood in interviews outside of this appearance. She has explained that her health conditions could make pregnancy complicated and potentially risky. Those statements have been consistent over time. She has also expressed openness to different paths toward building a family. Nothing in the interview contradicted those earlier comments. Instead, it aligned with her pattern of speaking thoughtfully about the future without committing to timelines shaped by public expectation. The speed at which the pregnancy story spread reflects the current media environment. Short videos and speculative captions often travel faster than full transcripts. Emotional moments are easily interpreted as confirmations of something larger. In Selena's case, years of public interest in her personal life make any hint of change feel significant. Fans have watched her navigate heartbreak, health scares, and career transitions. Many feel invested in seeing her reach a new stage of happiness. That investment can sometimes turn into assumption. Meanwhile, her professional life continues steadily. Rare Beauty recently celebrated major milestones, reinforcing its position as a strong competitor in the beauty industry. The brand's messaging around mental health and self-acceptance remains central to its identity. Selena's acting career also remains active, with Only Murders in the Building continuing to receive attention. Public appearances with Benny Blanco show a couple comfortable in front of cameras but not overly performative. The situation highlights how easily narrative can shift in the digital age. A reflective interview can become a headline about a life-changing revelation within hours. Emotional sincerity can be repackaged as confirmation of something that was never explicitly stated. For Selena, this pattern is familiar. She has lived through cycles where speculation outpaces fact. What stands out in this instance is how quickly the story took hold despite the absence of a direct statement. At this stage, the facts remain straightforward. Selena Gomez appeared on a daytime talk show. She spoke about her life, her relationship, and her hopes for the future. She did not announce a pregnancy. The emotional tone of the interview reflected personal growth and stability rather than a specific reveal. Her priorities continue to center on her health, her career, and her long-term plans. The broader takeaway is less about a rumor and more about control. Selena has consistently emphasized that she wants to shape her own timeline. She has spoken about the importance of making decisions based on her well-being rather than outside pressure. The interview fits into that pattern. It showed someone comfortable discussing the future while remaining clear about the present. For now, the story is one of stability rather than surprise. Selena Gomez remains focused on her work and her relationship. The rest is projection layered onto a moment that was simply a conversation. As the interview continued to circulate online, the focus shifted from what Selena Gomez actually said to what audiences believed she meant. Short clips showing her becoming emotional were shared widely, often paired with captions that framed the moment as a confirmation of pregnancy. In several posts, the narrative was presented as settled fact rather than interpretation. The structure of these edits played a role. Pauses were tightened, reactions were emphasized, and context was removed. In the full broadcast, Selena spoke at length about reaching a point in her life where she feels stable. She discussed how her relationship with Benny Blanco brought consistency during periods when she previously felt overwhelmed by public scrutiny. She described wanting a future that includes family and security. The language she used was forward-looking. She did not reference an immediate life change, nor did she provide any timeline. The conversation remained centered on emotional growth. Despite that, speculation intensified. Online forums began connecting unrelated details, such as recent public appearances or wardrobe choices, to support the pregnancy claim. Some accounts reference previous interviews where Selena had mentioned her desire for children, presenting those past comments as confirmation that the present moment must represent fulfillment of that wish. The pattern followed a familiar arc. Desire becomes assumption, assumption becomes headline. Media outlets also contributed to the momentum by repeating the framing already circulating online. Articles summarized the emotional tone of the interview in ways that blurred the line between reflection and announcement. In some cases, the suggestion of a reveal appeared in headlines even when the body of the article acknowledged there had been no confirmation. The result was a widening gap between primary source material and the dominant narrative. At the same time, Selena's documented medical history complicates the conversation. She has previously explained that pregnancy could present significant health risks due to lupus and the medications she takes. In interviews with major publications, she has openly stated that she may pursue other paths to motherhood. Those statements remain part of the public record. None of them were contradicted during her appearance on Jennifer Hudson's show. The emotional response captured in the interview aligns with the way Selena often speaks about her personal life. She has consistently been open when discussing vulnerability. Tears or pauses during conversations about growth are not new for her. However, when paired with heightened public anticipation, those moments can be interpreted as evidence of something more dramatic. Meanwhile, her professional commitments remain visible and ongoing. Rare Beauty continues to expand internationally, and recent reports highlight its sustained growth within the cosmetics market. Her work on Only Murders in the Building remains active, with ongoing production schedules and promotional appearances. Public sightings of Selena and Benny Blanco show a couple engaged in everyday activities and industry events rather than signaling a major life transition. The reaction to the interview also reflects the broader environment surrounding celebrity relationships. When a public figure has previously endured high-profile breakups, audiences often look for a defining turning point that signals stability. Selena's current relationship has been framed by many fans as that turning point. Any emotional conversation about the future becomes amplified through that lens.
There's been no official statement from Selena or her representatives confirming a pregnancy. No formal announcement has been made through her social media channels. In a media landscape where major life updates are often carefully coordinated and distributed across platforms, the absence of such confirmation is notable.
What remains is a case study in how digital interpretation can move faster than primary evidence. A reflective conversation about peace and long-term hopes evolved into a widespread assumption of immediate change. The storyline continues to circulate, even as the original footage remains accessible and unchanged. The tension lies between anticipation and documentation. Audiences anticipate milestones. Documentation requires confirmation. In this instance, anticipation has outpaced documentation. Selena Gomez's interview provided insight into her emotional state and her relationship. It did not provide confirmation of a pregnancy.